And that's okay. I secrete times to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day, have a safe week, have a safe remaining year, protect your energy. Loving yourself is not a crime. I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to gave up on you, overlooked you. Never get discouraged because someone is dealing with insecurity problems. Never get discouraged because someone is dealing with lack of self-confidence and you know how to be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. You got lost in your words to love you. You almost became your own worst enemy. It was truly true. When it came to your walk of life, you didn't know what peace felt like to go within. But you couldn't allow yourself to dim your light another day. Asking for God to show up when you least expected God was right there. Allowing yourself to pray, not to go against you. They would never understand the even exchange when you chose you. Allowing yourself to love you. Wow. Have you ever realized at the end of the day you were sitting in silence? Looking for signs. Am I going the right direction to love me? Am I going the right direction because they didn't choose me? Am I going the right direction because they gave up on me? Am I going the right direction? That job opportunity didn't work out? Am I going the right direction? I just lost everything. Which direction am I going today? And only to realize you didn't overlook you. Because God allowed you to see the day when you least expect it. To understand change and growth, not to overlook you. Because God was still being patient with you to love you. The energy is different. Here, trauma and pain was endured with you from a child point of view. It went into your adulthood. Something that made you uncomfortable. It was truly a reality. You wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone clout chasing. But God truly showed you at the end of the day while God picked you up. It showed you better days ahead when you least expected and how your past don't live for today. You allowed yourself to become your best self vision of yourself. Recognize at the end of the day, I am worthy of growth. Because you meant what you said and you mean what you said. You said what you meant what you said that day. I love me. I love me to choose me. Wow. If I could love me to choose me, I could understand my faith. I walk by faith, not by sight. The energy is different when God is truly shining a light on you, allowing you to see your smile at the end of the day. How God truly allows you to go within, to heal your trauma and pain. Something that made you uncomfortable. Things will never be the same. It wasn't a walk in the park. But choosing yourself at the end of the day not to become your worst enemy, yeah, that energy is different. Allowing you to go within. They would never understand how you chose yourself that day when they tried to destroy your character for a vision that was truly one-sided. And it truly wasn't you. Or because you was willing and able to choose you. To come out your comfort zone and become your best self vision of yourself. To truly love you. And mean what you say. Not to wear a mask. But to understand it's your reality. How your dreams truly came true. Of choosing you. Loving you when they gave up on you. Let alone overlooked you. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Never get discouraged or give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you. Regardless if it's a guardian, that unhealthy relationship, a stranger in the street, and I say that respectfully. Be patient with your process, showing up for yourself to go within. They would never understand why you chose you to love you. They would never understand how they couldn't dim your light because you truly love you. They would never understand how, wow, God was truly favoring you when they was throwing sport in a toxic way, right to left. They wanted you to make you uncomfortable, but God said no. It was truly one-sided when it came to someone's vision. Misery loves company, and God wasn't entertaining that to be projected on you. Because God truly showed up for you when you least expected to show you at the end of the day you are worthy to overcome anything. The energy is different, allowing you to go with it. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. But always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Allowing you to recognize your smile. To love you. I love me, I love me. It wasn't a walk in the park to choose me. I had folks give up on me during my journey. But I couldn't dim my light another day. I had to choose me. Trauma and pain was holding me back enough. But I had to understand God's direction. God was pointing me in the right direction, allowing me to believe in my faith that God has stole the light within me, allowing me to see the energy is different. When you walk by faith, not by sight, they will never understand God's plan when it come to you, how your steps is truly ordered, and they can't dim the light that God installed within you because it's in you, not on you. It's the thought process for me. Continue to elevate. That's what they try to dim that day. They wanted you to become your own worst enemy, but God said not today. The energy is different. How folks will sit there and put you in secret competition and only realize you truly wasn't the issue. When it came to their drama, it was truly one-sided, and only for you to really truly believe in yourself. That's what they didn't like that day. To overcome growth, to understand change, that things would never be the same because you chose yourself in a healthy way, and God was truly showing you your way. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And that's okay. And it's not a crime to be yourself. And I say that respectfully. You know, loving yourself is not a crime. And it's not a race when it comes to healing trauma and pain. You know, facing your reality, removing the layers of mask, what you've been through in your past. From a child point of view, going into your adulthood, what made you uncomfortable when it came to your mental health. You're not just a number. You have a name that God gave you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. But you matter and you are worthy. You matter. Allowing yourself to believe in you when they overlook you, they can't take that away from you because you're willing and able to choose you because God allowed you to see the day. You know how it feels to start all over. You know how it feels to be diagnosed, put a name in your book. You know how it feels to be in an unhealthy relationship. You know how it feels to be disrespected by folks at the end of the day that you truly loved. You would have did anything for. Or let alone gave somebody a shirt on your back and only for them to do you wrong. Regardless if it was a guardian, stranger in the street, that unhealthy relationship, you put a name in your book, what made you uncomfortable, and you didn't have malicious intentions, yeah, that energy is different. You still showed up for you. You still allowed you to love you when you least expected. Dealing with depression, anxiety, high blood pressure, it was truly a reality. Doctors saying this may be your last calling. But hold on one second, God has the last saying. When you don't dance with the devil, the energy is different. Becoming your own worst enemy, nah, God was truly showing you direction. When it came to order in your life, to choose yourself, to better yourself, you are worthy. Allowing you to pray. The energy is different. Not against your neighbor, but for your neighbor. Without malicious intention, the energy is different. They will never understand when you truly pray for yourself. And you don't got malicious intentions. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. Don't give up on yourself because someone overlooked you. Don't give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you. Don't give up on yourself because someone portrayed you in the most unhealthiest way. The psychiatric thought process, filling your pockets and your eyesight, and it was truly one-sided. They had bad intentions, and you didn't have malicious intentions. Continue to be patient with your process. You matter and you are worthy. And I say that respectfully. You know, healing trauma and pain is not a race or let alone an overnight process. But you matter and you are worthy of choosing you. I don't know where you're at in your journey. But if you're a beginner when it comes to healing, it's okay to remove the mask to go within when you're mentally ready. Because everybody's not ready to heal. But when you are, be patient with your process and loving you. Be patient with your process of finding peace within. Be patient with your process of truly praying for you, not against you. You know, hurting yourself with your own words. And I say that respectfully. I might as well. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. You ever felt that you was in deep thoughts and you couldn't express yourself to somebody or anybody? And you couldn't even understand your own words sometimes. So lost, been going in circles like, hey, I just want to show up for me. I just want to love me. I just want to be the best self vision of myself, to understand my reality. I want my dreams to come true. I don't want to worry about what anybody else got going on. I don't want to be a copycat. I want to be original. I want to be myself. I want to elevate to the highest. However high God is allowing you to elevate. Only for you to realize how, when you look back, how time just bypassed so fast. And all you had to do was relax. Not only that, you had to be patient with your process. You had to be patient with your process to realize not to overlook you. You had to be patient with your process to realize that, wow, I had wounds that was holding me back. I had certain folks in my life at the end of the day that didn't deserve to sit at my table. Nobody will ever understand where I'm coming from when I'm expressing myself. Because when I speak up, they laugh at me. When I speak up, I look slow, stupid, and retarded. That's how they look at me. But I just wanted to choose me to love me. But I knew how to show up for everybody else. But allowing yourself to go within in that moment and say, you know what? I removed the mask to go within. Regardless who gave up on me or overlooked me, I gotta choose me. I keep saying I want change. I want growth. But if I keep overlooking myself, how am I going to show up for myself? Only for you to realize that, wow, with time came change and change comes growth. Allowing you to truly to love yourself. Things got better, not worse. The energy is different. Because you knew how it felt to go in circles. Didn't know how to go within. But you had to go within to realize at the end of the day it's not going to hurt. To understand true self-awareness. To love you. Battling an identity that you couldn't see. Trauma, pain, childhood was real. Being sexually assaulted, dealing with hate crime, discrimination, violence. You put a name in your book when it came to your mental health, when it went into your adulthood. What made you uncomfortable? They labeled you a number. They wanted you to wear a straight body jacket in that order. But God said no when you least expected. Everybody's story is different. Some don't make it. Especially when the enemy's calling. How you thought certain folks were supposed to protect you and only for them to go against you. Back against the wall. Only to realize that, wow, God was truly redirecting you. Allowing you to pray for you. Allowing you to see that you are worthy. Wow. They would never understand how you recognize your smile today. How you truly went within. To understand how God picked you up that day. To show you that you are worthy. Regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you. Especially when you wasn't trying to hurt nobody. Everybody's story is not the same. They said you're whack, you're corny, you were nobody. They said you're whack, you're corny, you were nobody. They said you're whack, you're corny, you were nobody. Hey, butterfly. You almost stopped loving you. You almost stopped finding you. You blossomed into something so amazing and beautiful. Handsome when you least expected. To choose you. Misery loves company was truly calling you. But God was truly protecting you, showing you at the end of the day, I got you. That energy is different, self-reflecting. Allowing yourself not to give up, but to go within. They would never understand. You didn't hold yourself back that day when you lost yourself. Wow. You lost yourself. Only to find yourself. You lost yourself. Only to find peace within. You lost yourself. To believe in yourself. You lost yourself. They wanted you to live in fear. You lost yourself. You couldn't even recognize your smile. You lost yourself. Dimming your light when it came to your dreams becoming your reality. You lost yourself. It goes on and on and on. You lost you to find you. You lost you to love you. They would never understand at the end of the day how you chose you. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. Hey, butterfly. You're so brave. You're so strong. You thought you was going the wrong direction because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you. Almost lost yourself, but you found you to realize at the end of the day, I choose me when they overlooked me. I choose me to believe in me. I choose me. Wow. It was truly my reality to recognize my faith that God installed within me. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. Hey, butterfly. It wasn't a walk in the park to recognize your true self-awareness. But understanding what you blossom, allow yourself to blossom into the best self-vision of yourself when you least expect it. These are days that you prayed for to love you. These are days that you prayed for to find peace within. It wasn't an overnight process, let alone a walk in the park, to heal the trauma and the pain that was endured with you from a youth. And it went into your adulthood. How God was by your side this whole entire time to show up for you when you least expected. God showed you why that door was closed for all the right reasons. Stuff that was holding you back, that truly was affecting you when it came to your mental health, loving you. And how your past don't live for the day became your reality. To overcome pain. They would never understand at the end of the day when they threw spoke at you in a toxic way that was supposed to make you mentally unstable. They were supposed to be able to label you crazy so they can get away with it. But it was truly one-sided when it came to their vision. Because God was truly showing you what protection looks like up close in person. What a vision. They would never understand when they try to destroy your character, paint you out to be something that you truly want, not with a one-sided opinion. All because of the fact that God was allowing you to see that you are worthy. And you are loved by all the right people that's truly for you. That's not going to go against you, but truly show up for you and respect you with no malicious intentions. My content ain't for everybody, and that's okay. You didn't allow you to give up on you. You didn't allow you to give up on you. They would never understand the confidence that God installed within you. It was a battle. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, gaining weight, up and down. Damn, you didn't even know if you was coming or going. It was truly a reality. when it came to self-awareness, to show up for you, to go within, to heal the trauma and the pain that made you uncomfortable, that unhealthy relationship, that guardian that didn't know how to love you, let alone respect you. They took your kindness or weakness and you didn't have malicious intentions, or let alone that stranger in the street that put you in secret competition, or certain folks that came in and out of your life that said they was going to respect you and only for them to shortchange you. Then the disrespect was real. But you never had malicious intentions. You prayed for your neighbor. Wow. You came a long way to realize your journey today. To look in the mirror to recognize your smile. That you are worthy. And you allowed yourself to overcome the trauma and the pain. They would never understand why God chose you that day. Allow you to say that, wow. The light that God installed within you when it came to your faith. That there were better days ahead. You matter, you're worthy, don't get discouraged today. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But always be yourself with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. It's not a crime to choose you. It's not a crime to love you. It's not a crime to believe in you. But never get discouraged because someone's one-sided opinion. Because they don't know how to respect you. They got malicious intentions. That's why you gotta always protect your energy. It's not that you think you're better than somebody. But you are worthy enough to know at the end of the day, everybody's almost supposedly part of your journey. And that's okay. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. It's a thought process to me. And I say this respectfully. Would you disagree with what I say at the end of the day? Evidently, my content is not for you. You could sit here and say I'm stupid, slow, and retarded. At the end of the day, evidently, you got too much time and day to be watching me. Watch me, jackass. Why you watch me for anyway? To be miserable. It was truly one-sided. What was truly your plan? What was you getting out of at the end of the day? To truly keep up with me. It's a thought process, me nosy ass. I truly hope that you found peace within, though. And I say that respectfully. You know, it's a big difference when God places genuine people into your life compared to when the enemy is trying to distract you and place certain individuals in your life. And I say that respectfully. God shows you a lesson. The enemy destroys. You have to know the difference. My content is not for everybody. But when God sends certain individuals in your life, be kind to them. Respect your neighbor. And especially when folks don't have malicious intentions towards you, your loved ones, or your neighbor. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. But loving yourself is not a crime. And being your authentic self is not a crime. I don't worship the devil. Regardless of my sexual orientation, I pray for my neighbor with no malicious intentions. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding days. And I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to love yourself. And never get discouraged because someone feels like because of your sexual orientation, you're having an identity crisis and you don't love yourself. And I say that respectfully. And especially when you're able to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I choose me and I didn't have malicious intentions. They would never understand why they can't discourage you because you mean what you say and you say what you mean. You truly love you to go within. Everybody is not on the same page when it comes to their healing process. And I say that respectfully, but it's called respect, neighbor. Stay in your lane. It's the thought process to me. How folks kick the next person down, kick this person down, kick this person down because you don't understand how someone is truly tying their shoe. Individuals dealt with trauma and pain. Everybody's walk of life is not the same. Just because you experience something within a description that someone else dealt with doesn't mean you know them. Doesn't mean y'all experience the same thing. And I say that respectfully because everybody's experience is different. But it's called respect, neighbor. And I say that respectfully with no malicious intentions. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Never allow yourself to allow someone to come into your life and make you feel like you have to dim your light. Because they don't have self-control. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. Always be yourself. You can't be nobody else but you. That's how God created you to be. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But I actually preach time to the genuine ones only. You almost gave up on believing in yourself. But only to realize that how God had a plan for you when you least expected. You didn't understand the vision, but God was truly showing you lessons. God was showing you lessons right to left when the enemy was calling. But God was rejecting it. It was God's rejection with God's protection, showing you at the end of the day what a lesson. Allowing you to love you to go within. To realize at the end of the day that, wow, God works in mysterious ways. God may not be on your time, but God shows up when you least expect it. On time. To show you at the end of the day that God never forgot about you. God never forgot about you. A lot of people are not believers. They're not. But everybody's walk of life is different to understand what a believer looks like up close in person. So because you don't understand how God is truly favoring somebody, how God is truly showing up for somebody, and they're not doing it for likes and views, let alone clout chasing at the end of the day, be mindful and wise when sitting there discouraging your neighbor. Be mindful and wise at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully, to have malicious intentions towards your neighbor, because God is truly showing favor over this individual, the innocent person. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. Because certain individuals, what they would do because of your sexual orientation, they would sit there and say, oh, God is not favoring you. How can possibly God be favoring you at the end of the day because of your sexual orientation? Hold on one second, ma'am, sir. A person doesn't have to do anything mentally to you, physically, emotionally to you, for you to be disturbed by somebody tying their shoe different, because God is showing up for them. They're loving themselves to better themselves. You want them to become their own worst enemy, but God was truly showing them direction when they came to order, because God was showing them at the end of the day that they are worthy to become their best self vision of themselves, to understand true self-awareness, something that you truly lacked that day was going within, to understand self-control. It's a thought process to me, and not one time did your neighbor discourage you or kick you down. They knew how to respect you regardless they knew you or not. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And it's not a crime to be yourself. It's not. And I say this respectfully. What's truly for you will show up. What's truly for you won't go against you. what's truly for you is not going to have malicious intentions. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding days. Let alone take your kindness or weakness. Or let alone try to humiliate you, disrespect you in the most unhealthiest way. And I say that respectfully, and especially when God placed that person in your life. And they're not doing it for likes and views, and they're not doing it to manipulate you. Because we are all not the same. And God is not for sale. The good God, I don't worship the devil. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But loving yourself is not a crime. Thank you for your time to the genuine ones only, and I say that respectfully. Continue to be patient with your process. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race, let alone an overnight process. When God allows you to recognize your smile, they would never understand what it took for you to go within, to find peace within, to adjust the pain, that things will never be the same when God is truly protecting you, showing that you are worthy, not to overlook you. You don't hurt yourself with words. Continue to be patient with your process because God hasn't given up on you, overlooked you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. And I know sometimes certain folks would say, well, I'm going through this, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, I'm going through this. But God has never shown up for me. Why hasn't God fixed this? Why did that happen? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? You got to be mindful and wise that God is kind, God is respectful, God is love, God is peace, God is united. You got the good God, and then you got the enemy to destroy. You have to know the difference at the end of the day. God shows you lessons during your journey. But God is not going to put you in a situation where you're going to be like, dang, I don't love me. That's only the enemy distracting you. Because the enemy does not want you to become your best, greatest self-vision of yourself, to elevate, to blossom. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. You may not understand what I'm saying, and that's okay. But to the genuine ones, I truly appreciate your time, and I say that respectfully. But it's a big difference when God is in your life and knowing at the end of the day, God never left your side. The good God, you don't worship the devil. But when you allow the enemy into your life and then you become your own worst enemy, you're not going to understand why, what's going on, why. You're not going to understand. Because you already allowed the enemy to have access to you. And not one time did you pray for you. You only prayed for you when you was going through things. You only prayed for you. Did you even pray? And then you're praying for you, and once you gave the enemy access, you're letting the enemy attack you. And when the enemy hears your praise, all the enemy doing is kicking you down even more. Because the enemy doesn't want you to hear. The enemy doesn't want you to see. The enemy doesn't want you to have self-control. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But you have to know the difference between God and the enemy. Because what happens is the enemy sits back and watch you destroy yourself and kick your neighbor down in the process so they ain't got to do nothing. And that's not how God created us to be. That's not how God created us to be. Not even a little bit. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. And I say that respectfully. God is kind. God is love. God is peace. God is respect. I could go on and on, but that's besides the point. You just got to be mindful and wise as to what you're asking for and what you're letting in. Because you'd be so surprised at the end of the day that, wow, you was on the wrong side of the fence this whole entire time. You thought you was choosing you only to overlook you. Because what happens is you're letting certain individuals into your life that don't need to be there. You're letting certain individuals sit at your table that don't need to be there. You're letting too much access into your life at the end of the day that needs to be rejected. And all because of the fact that you just say, you know what, I gave the enemy the key. The enemy has access to me whenever they feel like it. So now you're just stuck. And you don't know how to seek your way out of it. You know, out of depression, out of anxiety, PTSD. You put a name in your book. You don't know how to heal the trauma that was endured within you from a child point of view, and it went into your adulthood. The enemy had a holding on for you for so long. For so long. And God wants you to believe in your faith. If you're not able to truly see, how can you recognize your faith? And then you're sitting there saying, oh, I'm healing. Because everybody else is doing it. It became a trend. Everybody else is doing it. So yeah, I'm doing it too. But only realize you never went within. You never went within. And God is not for sale. God is not manipulation. God does not hurt you. God wants you to seek out. And I say that respectfully. But you gotta mean what you're saying. Say what you mean at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. God is not gonna put you in a situation, and I say this respectfully, to hurt you. Everything that you ask for, God will put you in that position to show up for you. My content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. God is not manipulation. Not even a little bit. And God sees what individuals do. And I say that respectfully. Only if you truly knew. Because, Judgment's Day, it's been here for a little while now. And God is not too happy. My content is not for everybody. You got innocent people getting hurt. When it comes to violence, domestic violence, hate crime, discrimination, it's so real. It really is. It's so real, and there's nothing cute or attractive about it, or let alone funny. Because it's innocent people who's praying to God, and God is protecting she's protecting her babies. He's protecting his babies. Trying to remove the enemy. It's a fight that you would never understand at the end of the day. Especially when you didn't allow yourself to go within the hill. And I say that respectfully. And especially if you're your own worst enemy. Just because you see somebody healing or they don't look like what they've been through at the end of the day, you don't know what they've been through to get to where they are today. When it comes to healing, trauma, and pain, it wasn't an overnight process. And it wasn't a race. And I say that respectfully. Healing trauma and pain, never allow someone to manipulate you, psych you out your thought process, fit in your pockets like your eyesight, and allow you to believe at the end of the day it's an overnight process. Because it's not. It's a start when you choose you. It's a start when you allow yourself to take those baby steps to show up for you. It's a start. But a baby don't just start walking right away. It's a process. And even within those baby steps process of the moment of them walking, it's still a process within a process of grooming that child at the end of the day to become the perfect walker, talker, and the best self-vision of themselves from a child point of view going into their adulthood. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Sometimes the lack of love, the lack of respect, certain folks not showing up for certain individuals, they'll feel like they're in their darkest places. All because of the fact that they feel like they was overlooked. They feel like they wasn't loved properly. And only for them to realize that, wow, God never left your side. You seeking answers at the end of the day, looking for attention and whatever the case may be, and your answers was right in front of you. And I was choosing you. Not to overlook you. Allowing you to pray for you. Because God truly hears you. It's a thought process to me. Sometimes certain folks get overlooked. They do. Because they wasn't willing to choose them. How could you choose? How could you overlook yourself and not mean what you say at the end of the day to show up for you, and you want God to show up for you? It don't work like that. And I say that respectfully. You're not showing up for you. It's but so much that God can do. And especially when God places signs in front of you to show you that, hey, hello, hi, how you doing? Good day. God places an angel in your life. God places certain clues in front of you to show you at the end of the day, I never left your side. But if you keep overlooking you, how can you see? You worry about everybody else's healing process, but you don't even believe in your own faith. You don't even believe in yourself. So if you overlook you, how can God possibly show up for you? My content is not for everybody. I am the original owner of all of my content. Naya, genuine love, respect. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. If you disrespect me because of my sexual orientation, because I love me. Any negative energy, I say this respectfully. Return back to you and your mammy. It's the thought process me with your evil eye. Hello. You trying to figure out why your spellbook ain't working? Why I keep showing up? Why I didn't fall from the face of earth yet? Because God said not yet. And I truly pray for you too. That you truly continue to find peace within to better you. And I say that respectfully. I don't got malicious intention towards my neighbor. But my neighbor got malicious intention towards me. It's a thought process me. That's a big difference. How folks make you their enemy. You don't gotta know them or not at the end of the day. And it really be truly one-sided. Like, hold on 1 second. I was just truly minding my business. You don't like me because I tie my shoe different. You don't like me because I love me. I can't stand that bitch. Something is wrong with you. You need a straight body jacket. Oh my God, you did that. Nah, it's a thought process for me. How this type of stuff happens every single day. And it's not the norm. It's not. To be a hater, to have jealousy and envy within you, that's not how God created us to be. That's the enemy at the end of the day. That's nothing but the enemy. And then for individuals to have children, oh Lord, I pray for them babies. What's wrong with you, fool? Why would you want to dish that out into the universe? Because you wouldn't want nobody doing that to your own children. that you brought into this world, and you can't protect them at all times. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It's a thought process to me. We live in a world where the enemy wants us to go against each other, not respect each other. Wants us to go against each other, not to unite with each other. But that's not how God created us to be. God did not create us to be divided. The enemy did that. God did not create us to kick down our brother and our sister. And I say that respectfully, regardless to who you pray for. And I say that respectfully. And regardless to your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. Respect is a two-way street. You don't gotta like somebody. You don't gotta sit at the same table with them. But it's called respect, neighbor. Stay in your lane. And especially when someone's not projecting pain and they ain't got malicious intentions towards you. But you in secret competition with somebody because you don't want somebody to elevate faster than you. And they was never even part of your race. Then you got folks gang stalking an innocent person. You mean to tell me at the end of the day, you okay with somebody doing that to your baby? You playing with spellwork in a toxic way. You mean to tell me at the end of the day, you okay with somebody doing that to your baby? It's a thought process to me. Bringing harm towards an innocent person. The second about their thought process, they free in their pockets or their eyesight. Or because you got lack of self-control. You got self-esteem problems. And then you sitting there saying, oh, well, I didn't have this person love me. I didn't have that person respect me. Oh, y'all all the same. So that's why I did that day. And the person even have to have malicious intentions towards you. And if the shoe fit, then wear it. It really be the thought process to me. How this type of stuff happens every single day. And it's not the norm. It's nothing cute or attractive or funny about it at the end of the day when someone ain't got to do you wrong. You got all that hate and animosity within you where you could put that energy into yourself to love you. It's a thought process to me. And then you want to sit there and say somebody's crazy. All because they spoke up for themselves and you want them to shut up. But that's not how God created it to be. Because God saw what you was doing behind closed doors. The energy is different. It's the thought process to me. My content is not for everybody. But loving yourself, never get discouraged. And I say that respectfully. Because someone thought they can dim your light. When God is showing you every single day, during your journey, the obstacles that you're faced with every single day. In regards to what pain that was endured in you when it comes to trauma and pain. How God truly showed up for you. Certain individuals will never understand why they can't get in touch with you. It's not that you think you're better than somebody, but God was truly protecting you. Because God saw what they was doing behind closed doors. Rituals, spell work, gang stalking, oh gosh. It was really real that day. You put a name in your book when it came to your mental health. And someone tried to destroy your character. Disrespect you, to humiliate you. They played you close to act like they like you. The psychological thought process for your pockets of your eyesight. And it was truly one-sided when it came to their vision. They thought they had the last laugh. No, God had the last laugh, let alone the last saying. When it came to your reality, it wasn't existing. Allowing you to see at the end of the day with self-awareness looks like up close in person to go within. To realize at the end of the day, you was dead wrong, mentally unstable. Bothering an innocent person, projecting pain. Things will never be the same in your reality when it comes to your world. It's a thought process to me. I truly hope that you find peace within, neighbor. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But I truly preach the time to the genuine ones only, and I say this respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Don't give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you or respect you. They overlooked you. They played with spoke in a toxic way. They wanted you to be your own worst enemy. You matter and you are worthy. To believe in you, to go within. You didn't realize how beautiful you truly was. You didn't realize how handsome you truly was. Allowing yourself to remove the mask, to go within, to be real with yourself, to realize that, wow, I can't let pain hold me back another day. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, to better myself. They will never understand it wasn't a game. To overcome the trauma and the pain. Child point of view going into my adulthood. I choose me to better me, to love me correctly. They will never understand at the end of the day that God works in mysterious ways. Thank you for your time, to the genuine ones only. Peace and respect. Say respect to neighbor. Stop the violence. You man, you're worthy. I gotta go. I need a nap. No, for real. It's time for bed. Night, genuine love, respect. You know, being a copycat at the end of the day, you're going for a show when it comes to common sense, and that's being real. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. You can't be nobody else but you. And to anybody in the back at the end of the day that's trying to be like somebody else, taking notes, you going full short when it comes to common sense at the end of the day. Because you can't be something that you're truly not. Stop thinking you know somebody at the end of the day, regardless of how long you've been around or you think you know them. Because God works in mysterious ways. Class in session. I gotta go. See you tomorrow. Night, genuine love, respect. Thank you for your time, to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe remaining year. Protect your energy. Not everybody deserving to be part of your journey, and that's all right. Love yourself. Love yourself, love yourself, to better yourself. Love yourself. I gotta go.